Hi students, I hope you all are in the pink of your health. So today we'll be carrying forward the different theories of human development, and today we'll be talking about the Erikson's psychosocial theory. So Erik Erikson, he mentioned that there are 8 stages. If you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stages of life from the time that the child is, born till the time of late adulthood. And during these stages, there are certain conflicts that continue in the child or the humans or the adolescent or the young adult's mind. Okay, so we'll be talking about these 8 stages. So first stage is the stage of infancy, then comes the early childhood stage, then the preschool, then the school, adolescence, young adulthood, middle adulthood, and the last but not the least is the age of maturity. So starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you can see here that there are different conflicts that carry on in the human's mind during all these stages. During stage 1, there is a conflict which is known as trust versus mistrust. Okay, during the stage 2, the early childhood stage, there is autonomy versus shame and doubt. Preschool, initiative, the child wants to take an initiative, or if he is not able to take the initiative, he stays back in guilt that I am not able to start with the thing. Okay, then school age, industry, the child meets other people of the industries and he communicates well with them. If not, then he goes into a complex situation called inferiority complex. Then comes adolescence, which is the stage 5, where now the child has an identity. He knows where he's going. He knows what he has to become when he grows up. I mean, like, he has something in his mind. Okay, and then if he's not able to identify what role he is going to play in his life, then he goes into role confusion. All right. Then after that is the young adulthood, where the child gets an intimate partner in life. So there comes intimacy, and if he's not able to get an intimate partner, then isolation takes place. Then the middle adulthood, generativity. Now the middle adult is now hopping on to new areas of life. He's generating, he's growing. Okay, so generativity, and if he's not able to grow, then there is a stagnation. And last but not the least, during maturity, there is ego, integrity, and if he's not able to establish his proper ego, if he's not able to integrate his ego, he goes into despair. So these are the 8 psychosocial stages of development as given by Erik Erikson. Okay, we will go through these once again. First is the infancy period, which is the infancy psychosocial development period. Now, major question, there is trust and mistrust, right? So the major question is that, can I trust people around me, or only can I trust my mom? So that is basically, okay. And the important event over here is feeding. So this is trust versus mistrust. Then the second period is the autonomy versus shame and doubt. Now, the other landmarks of this stage is, now the child knows what to wear. He will pick out, no, I want to wear this dress, right? I want to wear this dress. I want to put this kind of a hairband on my head. So choosing what to eat and choosing what toys to play with. If he's going through this milestone, that means he's going in the right direction. If he's not able to choose, he will settle down into shame and doubt. Next comes the preschool period, which is the initiative versus guilt that takes place. Initiative, now, am I good or bad is the major question. And initiative, should I go ahead and do what I want to, or should I stay back? If you stay back, if you're able to study well in school, you are able to move ahead. If you're not, then you will have to face guilt. Okay, so and over here exploratory play is the major important event that takes during the preschool period. Okay, then the school age, that is the psychosocial conflict, is industry versus inferiority. How I have to study well, right? So this is the industry versus inferiority, and important event over here is your school, and competition is the important virtue. In the last one, purpose was the important virtue, and good girl, good boy, bad boy was the matlab, if you do this well, you'll be a good girl. So I want to be a good girl. I will settle all my toys before I leave for playing outside or something else. So this is what, okay, so industry versus inferiority. Then comes the adolescent period, which is the identity versus role confusion. You have to remember all these in a sequential order. So what am I going to be? Who am I? This is the identity. Will I be a doctor? Will I be a nurse? Will I be a lawyer? Will I be a computer engineer? Etc, etc, etc. And important event is the social relationships. Having a girlfriend, having a boyfriend, having good friends. Okay, and the basic virtue over here is fidelity. Okay, next is the young adulthood period, where there is intimacy versus isolation. Intimacy, will I be loved or will I be alone? Will I have a partner or will I be alone? Okay, basic virtue over here is love, and important events over here are the romantic relationships. These are the conflicts. And then in the middle adulthood, there is generativity versus stagnation. So middle adulthood period of psychosocial development is generativity versus stagnation. Major question is what? How can I contribute to the world? How can I grow myself? How can I generate myself? And basic virtue is care, because during middle adulthood you have small children to look after, right? So the basic virtue over here will be care, and parenting as well as work are the important events that take place during this period. And last but not the least, the last one is ego identity versus despair. Ego identity, the major question is, did I live a meaningful life? Did I live for myself or not? So this is basically integrity versus despair. The basic virtue is wisdom. An important event is that when you look back at life, you think that yes, good things have happened. So this is ego identity versus despair, and this is basically the period. Okay, these are the periods. If you can see over here, these are the periods which are, I'm sorry, I just striked off. These are the periods which have to be remembered. And early infancy, what? Because you will get to arrange them in a sequential order. So toddler, autonomy versus shame and doubt. Early childhood, initiative versus guilt. Middle childhood, adolescence. Young adulthood, middle adulthood. Older adulthood, integrity versus despair. So you need to learn this. Eat, some sort of, you will have to create a shortcut to remember this. And also this is important. So you need to learn this. Okay. So next we talk about Freud's iceberg model. So what is Freud's model, which consists of id, ego and superego? If you remember, I talked about it in the beginning also. So what is id, what is ego, and what is superego? So like I told you that our mind is like an iceberg. Okay, only a little portion is above the sea level, which is the conscious mind, and the rest of the mind is unconscious. So the conscious mind is the little bit, and more portion of the hidden part of the mind is the unconscious portion of the mind. Okay, so like right here, how do we identify what is id, what is ego, and what is superego? See, this is the ego, which is the self. We as an adult, we are the ego. What is the id as per Freud? Id is the inner child in us, the inner child, the natural child or the adapted child. Now, like just the way that the child demands for a toffee, for an ice cream, I want this, I need this, you need to satisfy me with this. This is the id. That is the unconscious portion which is beneath the iceberg. This is the id that we have. And what is the superego? It is like the parent. No, you cannot have ice cream right now, you will have a bad throat. It is like the angel. So everybody, as you know, all of us have a demon within us and we have an angel within us. So we can say that this id is the demon and this superego is the angel which guides us to the right path. And this is the id which tells us, I want to have this, I want to have a lot of money, I can murder this fellow and I can take a lot of money. That is the id, your inner unconscious mind which wants a lot of money by either way. But your superego is like the guiding angel or the guardian angel which tells you, no, murder is wrong, you cannot murder any person to acquire or inherit his money. Okay, so let's talk about the level of mental life. We'll just explain it a little further. So there is a unconscious portion which contains all the feelings, the instincts. You feel like killing a person, yeah, you have that instinct, but you cannot kill a person, right? So it's like we have dreams, we have wishes. So this is the unconscious. And also sometimes there is a slip of the tongue also, which is unconscious. There is a pre-conscious mental life, and this basically, what is the pre-conscious? Facts stored in the part of the brain which are not conscious, but they can be used in future, like a deja vu. A person will never think of his home address at as a moment, but you don't have to learn your home address, but when somebody asks, you can easily recall it. And third is the conscious level, the level which is directly available to us, which we are using, the thoughts, the feelings and everything. This is the awareness, this is the conscious mind. Okay,